So, my Sagittarius out there, I have a question. Are you finally ready to let go of those limiting negative beliefs? Or are you going to keep allowing the issues in your life to become bigger than they really are? Think about that. I feel like I need something. You tried to fight, but you my brain is racing for my heart is racing for clarity. What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, or better known as Aubrey, when we are doing these spiritual readings. And this is going to be a reading for my Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, okay? Keep in mind, this is a general reading, okay? So if you want to book a personal reading and get into all your tea, you can go to my website, thealigningSouls.com, which is literally on screen, as well as in the description box below to book you a personal reading. And the readings are 50% off, so listen, broke bitches in the back, come to the front. Definitely make sure that you go and book you a reading because they are 50% off until October 1st. Take advantage of that. All right. Now, before we jump ahead into this reading, I do want to give you guys a heads up. We do have a full moon in Aries that is happening on September 29th, which I believe is Friday, right? And so this is going to be affecting my Sagittarius. More so my Sagittarius risings, but you can still feel the energy. This is going to be happening in your 5th house of creativity and romance, inspiring you to get in touch with your inner child. It's true what they say. All work and no play makes Jill a dull girl. As important as it is to set goals and be productive, it's equally as important to cultivate a creative mindset. Return to your favorite childhood hobbies on Friday night for a bit of fun. Listen, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. There's a lot of mental energy going on. A lot of, like, right now it's very mental versus physical versus spirit, right? And more so mental issues versus spirit. It's more of I think versus what I want to do. That's going on right now. And that seems to be the issue. And Friday is definitely going to bring up a lot. It's going to bring up a lot. It's going to bring up a lot. And for a lot of y'all, it's going to bring up, you know, some inner turmoil, specifically inner child trauma, okay, may come up because the reality of the situation is this. You might feel alone right now, or you might feel like it's hard to see the light, or you might feel like it's such a burden for you right now. Whatever it is that you're going through, whether it's a relationship that you're trying to hold on to and make work, or whether it's your physical reality, you know, your job, your career, your situation, your money, whatever it is, you may feel as though it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or you may feel as though you're working extra hard or working overtime to see the light. In the end, everything is going to be okay. And I know that's hard to hear because, you know, it sounds so cliche and it's like, oh, everything's going to be okay. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. But bitch, it's life. Listen, it's life. It's life. It's life. We all go through ups and downs. We go through, listen, it's the ebb and flows of life. You have your up moments, you have your down moments. And right now you might be at a down, but it's going to go back up soon. Okay. It's literally that simple. I wish I could sit and try to pacify the situation for you, but we've had enough of that. Like I said, you're going through a mental versus a spiritual moment right now. A mental versus a I can, I know versus I can, or I think versus I can't. And it's not really aligning. And that needs to be discussed. So going ahead and starting this reading off, the overall energy that we have for you as community. This is about your belonging. This is about being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. So the oracle message is, this could be a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels that they matter. More specifically, I matter. Membership in a group provides a sense of belonging, a kinship, and a purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter what your position in a group, your presence is needed. Okay. Now, I do want to give you a bit of a love relationship kind of a message as well, because Aries and Libra are on the love, relationship, self versus others spectrum. We have the North Node transiting Aries. And like I said, we do have the full moon that is happening in Aries, but we also got some things going on with Venus, and Libra represents Venus. So relationships and partnerships will come up inevitably. Okay. So you could be discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those that you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other follows. The appearance of this points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everybody has their flaws is part of that dance, yet you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. Now, let's go ahead and jump in this reading. Child, you might be feeling a lot of lack right now. You might be feeling really fearful, really afraid. Okay, you're in a place where you're scared. Okay, and this scarcity and this feeling of fear has immobilized you and trapped you, preventing you from making decisions or choices. But you need to understand that you are the only person that's holding you back, right? You're the only person that's making yourself prisoner. And in order to continue your journey, you gotta face your fears so that new people and new conditions are able to manifest. And for a lot of people, that's hard to do, because a lot of people, like, nobody wants to come home and deal with themselves. Nope, nobody does. Nobody does. Like, when it's just you and the four walls closing in at the end of the day, that shit can be rough. It can be rough. Okay, hence why I offer alignment readings. Baby, go book you one. Okay, I can walk you through it. Okay, I'll be there with you in those four walls, helping you deal with yourself. But that's hard for a lot of people to do. And so, especially having this full moon happen in your fifth house, it can bring up your inner child. It can play on those insecurities. It can play on your happiness and your joy, because you can't really necessarily see the road ahead. So you might feel this misguided sense of safety, or you're afraid of starting something new. But staying in this space will only add to your level of stress and anxiety and create adverse effects in your physical body. Like, you can literally cause yourself cancer. You can. So you want to be able to seek out some wise counsel for assistance. And you don't have to do this alone. You don't. But know that you possess all of the tools that you need to free yourself, because you're forgetting how strong that you really are, Sagittarius. Like, you are a fire sign. And Jupiter literally, which rules Sagittarius, is all about abundance and expansion and luck. You know what I mean? So this could be a period that ends when you use your mind to cut through whatever limitations it is that you've caused by your emotions. And I feel like it's like spirit is saying to you, like, hey, like, let's wrap this up, because you've been doing this for a little too long now. Like, you've been in this stagnant place, in this energy of not moving. It's almost like you're in quicksand, and it's like, you could be, I don't even think you're reaching out. I feel like you're just in quicksand and just sinking. I don't feel like you're reaching out for help. I don't feel like you're being expressive. I don't feel like you're opening up about what it is that you're going through. I feel like you're literally just dying in quicksand and just like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And then it's just like, when, bitch? Like, when the shit is covering your head, when you're dead? Like, when are you gonna figure it out? Because that's the challenge of the situation right now. You're not calling out. You're not asking for help. You're literally actually suffering in silence. Literally suffering in silence. And your mind has been doing quite the job on you lately. Even your dreams may be trying to get your attention, right? Especially if you feel like you're having a lot of vivid dreams, or you're feeling like you can't sleep, or you're tossing and turning. Or I'll do you one better. If you've been constantly waking up between the hours of what, let's say like 2 to 6, but more specifically 3 or 4, during witching hours, like, it could be spirit trying to talk to you, saying, hey, bitch, like, I'm here. Like, I don't know why y'all think that God only exists like when somebody die, or like when you want something or need something. Like, y'all just totally forget that God and spirit in the universe, like, is there until it comes time to, like, God, I really want this present, or God, I really hope that this man comes back. It's like, we know how to pray to God when it's, you know, in terms of getting a relationship back, right? Like, you know how to pray to God when in terms of like getting a job, but like, what about like when you really need it? And it's not about being super religious or like being a Bible thumper or anything like that. It's just more so like knowing that the universe is there for you. Like if you're not gonna go and reach out to anyone physically, maybe you don't feel comfortable, maybe you don't have a support system, maybe you don't have any friends, maybe you don't have any family that you can trust. That's all cool. Whatever. At least reach out to God. At least reach out to source, spirit, higher power, the universe. Like at least do that. At least do that. Okay? Because when you learn to let go of that worry and that despair and that sense of hopelessness, that's the only way that a positive new path or a new way will be shown to you. And like I said at the beginning, it's very much a struggle of I know or I think versus I can. And it's like, bitch, you don't know what the fuck you could do if you're constantly thinking that you can't or that you quote unquote know that you can't. You know what I mean? It's like if you are stuck mentally in a place of I know or I think these limiting self-servant but self, like deprecating thoughts about yourself, you don't know what you can do. You don't. Which brings me to the next point, because the guidance of the situation is focusing on that passion, focusing on that part of you that inspires you, that gets you going, right? This is the time to let your soul soar. New beginnings, new ideas, new revelations, new exciting adventures await you in your personal and your business life. Creative endeavors, enthusiasm, positive energy. This is about spirit flowing through you. That childlike energy that I mentioned. This is that full moon energy activating that fifth house, right? It's all about that. It's all about, okay, like let's get back to how I felt as a kid. I was young, I was wild, I was carefree. That is literally Sagittarius energy. And right now you are not embodying that. You are not being as adventurous and as carefree and as childlike as you should be. Why are you not living the life that you want? You're not placed on this earth to suffer, right? You need to be all that you can be. Reach inside, tap into that force, use it to move forward, set up that strong foundation for your future. Because there is a will of fortune, a will of opportunity that is here for you to do better, become better, move better, have better, right? And other people might feel your excitement and joy and begin to benefit from the spark of that, all that's emancipating you, But this is a time of you spreading your wings. Whatever kills you makes you stronger. Whatever doesn't kill you, rather, makes you stronger. So I would say, like, be guided towards allowing this cycle to close out, allowing the inevitable fate and the ups and downs. Like I said at the beginning, it's ups and downs. Like we all go through it. Like, okay, girl, whatever. But you don't have to be down forever. Like, and nobody likes so what was me miserable, bitch. Nobody does. Not even the universe. Okay. Like we always talk about manifestation and I want. Not really realizing that every time you say you don't want, guess what? That's still considered as a want. Like, because it's all the universe is going to bring you your wants, whether it's you want it to come or you don't want it to come. The universe is going to bring whatever you focus on. And so it's like, just keep that energy focused on the good. Like literally my advice to you is get back to that childlike place. Like as a child, you had no worries, you had no job, you had no nothing. I want to be a doctor when I grow up. I want to be this when I grow up. I want to be Ant-Man. I want to be Superman when I grow up. Like no carefree anything. You know what I mean? Like kids are pure. Kids are pure until they get out into the world, and then they have to deal with the emotions and the baggage of everybody else, and then they become tainted and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, peel back some of that. You know what I mean? Peel back some of that. And I'm not even gonna hold y'all. For a lot of y'all, this might be childhood trauma coming up, right? The sense of community that you want to feel. It may not even necessarily be about feeling a sense of community. It might just be like realizing where these self-limiting thoughts and whatnot come from. It could have come from a community that you were raised in, right? Like, why do I feel like I'm a failure? Or why do I feel like this? Or why do I feel like my life, like it could come from whatever community or lack thereof that you had, right? There's this saying that I always used to say in like each and every one of my personal alignment readings. Think of a child that's like 5 years old. Like, let's talk about like Home Alone. You're walking through the airport and you're just carrying your book bag. You're a 5-year-old. You're happy. Every year that passes by, you're still in this airport walking. But every year that passes by, You got people handing you bags to the point where now you're 18 and you're covered up in bags. You don't even know who the fuck you are. Whether it's you're 18 or you're at 26 or you're at 30, everybody gets to a different point when they decide, you know what, I'm done carrying this shit for other people and I'm ready to figure out who the hell I am underneath all of this. Some people, they reach that awakening at 18. Some people at 26. Some people never. Some people have it so bad so where they feel like I'm Superman and I have to take on the burden of everybody else. Because remember, I did start this reading off talking about burdens. Some people feel like they have to carry that burden for the rest of their life. And that's the only way I'm going to be seen as a light, right? Rather than me getting to the light, or it's such a burden to find the light in my life. In order to be the light, I have to carry this burden. So think of that kid that starts off at 5 years old inside of an airport, walking around, stress-free, only got their book bag, whatever. By the time they turn whatever age, 18, 32, 64, whatever age, they get to a point where they're now so covered in bags. And it's like, I want to figure out who I am. And then I have to peel back layer by layer by layer, because what is actually mine? What baggage actually belongs to me? Because I'm sitting here thinking all of these things, and little do I know that doesn't even come from me. Like, I don't even actually believe in that. It's actually somebody else's baggage. And you know what? I'm going to take it off and I'm going to give it back to them. Okay. And as you peel back each layer and peel back each piece of baggage and hand it back to its respective owner, you start to see more and more of who you are, what it is that you like, what are your beliefs, what is that, you want for yourself. And that's pretty much the place where you're at right now. So there's a situation that could come up that challenges, you in some sort of way that makes you go, like, what is it that I want? And not what is it that I want that's based off a place of lack or a place of scarcity or a place of never having or feeling like I'm not going to have, but like, what is it that I truly, truly want? What is it that I truly, truly desire? Because the focus right now is you getting closer to spirit and knowing that you are worthy. Right? And so there's going to be temptations that come up. You want to be ready for every opportunity that you have worked for, though, right? You want to be ready for every opportunity that you've worked for. Not every opportunity that just comes out of nowhere, but the opportunities that you have worked for. And so there might be a temptation to not do the work. There might be temptation to, try to take the easy road out. But again, I'm going to tell you, like, spirit is only going to align you with what it is that you are a vibrational match for. So you can sit and you can try to act like you've done the work, knowing that you haven't, and thinking that you can outrun or outsmart spirit. And baby, that's not the way that it works. That ain't how it works. That ain't how this shit work. Okay? So give me one moment. Because it's definitely devil energy. Right? So this could be self-limiting behaviors, addictions that pop up. It's also a time when you or someone else in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material physical world and its pleasures. Even though we're all born to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. When we become disconnected from spirit, the source that once nourished us is often replaced with a different supply or substitute. In other words, the connection is then forged with food, alcohol, nicotine, codependency to someone, or even work. Hence the terms workaholic. Many of us spend our lives trying to fill the void that was created when the link to the divine was broken. The temptation is calling you to take a hard look at your life and ask yourself, where in my life am I suffering from addictive behavior? Is there negative thinking or behavior that's causing this life force to seep out of my soul? Are the people and relationships in my life giving me energy, or are they draining it? Learn to embrace your fears and all of your doubts so that every situation in your life becomes a learning experience. Gaining the knowledge that the physical world teaches will help you transcend to a higher spiritual awareness. And that's ultimately what it's about. It's about you getting to your 4 wands, your happy ending, your celebration, that joy, harmony, marriage, community, home, company, coming, whatever, right? The energy that we started off with is what you want to ultimately get to, is finding your peace. But first, we need to reassess what all you're dealing with, okay? And where it all comes from. All right, so I hope that y'all enjoyed this. This was a very deep reading. It's going to go over a lot of y'all heads. It is. But that's okay. You can go to my website, thealigningsouls.com, to book you a personal reading. Like I said, they are 50% off right now. Definitely take advantage of that. And also, word of advice, get on your shit before shit gets on you. It's literally that simple. I love each and every one of y'all. I'm just here to align you back to your highest soul, your highest good, your highest everything. Okay, your highest God. And yeah, like I said, book that reading. 50% off until October 1st. Take advantage of that. Literally on screen and in the description box below. And I will see y'all in the next one. Tell me what you